All right, good evening, East Hampton BOE. We're live, you're being recorded. We're streaming to YouTube. Phone lines are open. You may begin.
Thank you. Have a motion to call the meeting to order?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Please rise to the flag.
Imaginary.
All right.
It's-
I don't know.
Everybody face one way.
Back one, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right.
Must be spring.
Yeah, exactly, right? Turn it over.
I mean, we started.
Good evening, everybody. We wanted to take some time to recognize Adriano Rego Guzman. Adriano, who you've met before, participated in the Long Island Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute. And then 40 students from Long Island were chosen to participate in Albany at the state level. And then from Albany, one junior out of Long Island, Adriano, was chosen to go to Puerto Rico in July to represent us there. So, November, sorry. And so we have a little clip, or if you prefer to just hear Adriano talk about it, whichever you prefer, the clip.
Yeah, show the clip.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, you made the Albany news.
Today at the Capitol, instead of the Assembly chamber filled with lawmakers from across the state, it instead looked like this, filled with more than 200 Hispanic students from across the state. It's part of the annual Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute, and today we got a chance to listen in as the kids debated real bills, getting a real look at how government works. Words often said by a lawmaker, instead said by a student inside the Assembly chamber on Sunday.
Every moving part is just like, it's so essential to like the grand scheme of things.
The Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute going on for more than 30 years, bringing Hispanic students from across the state together to learn and debate.
Our community doesn't get a lot of representation typically, so it's really important that us as young leaders be that voice and represent our communities.
The theme this year, the art of democracy. The students debating 3 bills, 2 in regards to school codes of conduct and discipline, and another involving immigration and legal counsel.
These bills are very relevant to them, and they pour their hearts and souls into doing the research and creating some really good arguments for and against the bills. So it's a lesson here, but these are lessons that they take back into the community, and it's lessons that stay with them.
Actually have good arguments, good, well-constructed, good evidence arguments.
With the debate also comes camaraderie, as many of these individuals are first-generation Americans.
To represent like my family and my beliefs and just put it out there to people and make a difference.
We all know that this country was built on immigrants. They get to see Hispanics in roles of authority and power, and they can say, "Si se puede." Yes, I can. I can do it too.
The program also doled out about 40 scholarships and included trips to Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico for some students as well. They even met some lawmakers and high-ranking education officials.
All right.
Thank you.
So that was a really good hindsight of essentially what the entire program was. And she mentioned Si Se Puede. That's actually one of the books that we got by Julio Anta. And we actually got to meet him. He was like talking about it and how his inspirations like creating essentially a comic about Hispanic leaders and how they like impact any Hispanic. But essentially we got one comic and also they gave up 200 books, which was really nice. One Latino leadership and the other just an infographic about American government. I think that's pretty awesome. I did not expect to really get anything. Oh, and there's and backpacks. And oh, what about it? I was like, good budget. But so I had no idea what I was getting into when okay, before I get into that, before I start, I just want to thank two people. Mr. Bennett, my US history teacher. Without him, none of this would have been possible. Like absolutely nothing. And obviously my mother. Just because she's helped me throughout this whole process. But essentially, he was like, "Hey, there's this leader thing that's happening. That if you want to do it, a bunch of other students are doing it, and essentially you have to just miss school like once every month, once every month for like a Thursday. Just one Thursday you miss school, and then you stay home, and then you go on a Zoom meeting for basically the entire like school time. It was really boring. It sounded really boring, and I was like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do school? And I was like, you know what? It's fine. I want to put that in my resume because why not? Right? That's essentially what's important. So I was like, okay, and so I did that. It was, like I said, it was kind of boring, but I think even though the process it was like a month, like I think it was 5 or 4 months to get into like the Albany selection process, right? I believe it was 90 students who were who like got into the Google Classroom and like attempted to go to the trip, and I checked, it was actually precisely 45 students that got selected to go to Albany. But anyways, so you had to write essays, you had to like really interact, and it was okay. I guess I'd say that it's boring, but it was actually not that bad. Because they made it interactive. We got to make some really cool slides, and this was the Zoom part of it. Well, we actually got to go in person once because it was actually going to be 2 times, but it was a snow day, so it got canceled, and so we had to stay home. Okay. But anyways, we got to meet once. That one time was really cool. They gave us food, and we were all happy, and it was fun. But anyways, that process was okay. But then once the selections were made, once those 45 students were made, selected, that's when everything changed. Before I get into the Puerto Rico stuff, I actually got a call by one of the advisors for the Long Island delegation. And he was like, "Hey, you got selected for this for being like an outstanding or whatever." And what I thought what he was saying is that I got selected to go to Albany. I was like, "Oh, okay, awesome, no way." But he was telling me that I got selected to go to Puerto Rico, but I didn't realize until the day. And I was like, "Oh shoot, okay, that's awesome." I was completely shocked, but anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just like writing essays and being interactive in the Zoom meetings that really helped me. Regardless, I guess. I wish there were like more students my age, like probably like sophomores or maybe freshmen that were here. But if any of those students are listening, then I just want to tell them to please sign up to this, because in the beginning it's gonna be it's not gonna be that much fun. But like I said, once you go to Albany, it's a completely different story. It's awesome. So it was a 3-day event. It was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, March 9th to 11th. And we did so much. Like I don't think I have time to tell you everything. But essentially, we met the author. They gave us the books. Like that, the first day it was just food, and we did workshops. There were like a bunch of things. I actually didn't get to go to the whole thing because I was invited to go to the Silmos dinner. It was a really nice dinner for those outstanding delegates that were selected to go to Puerto Rico. But I still got to do the workshop, and we essentially we made like a puzzle. Like we had like white posters, and it was each letter had a D. We had democracy, right? And then each poster had its own letter, and then we drew a bunch of things on those letters to like represent what democracy is. And so that was really fun. And yeah, so we went to the dinner, and they gave Somos, it was this organization. They gave out, I'm pretty sure they said $50,000 to 40 students, which is just absolutely bonkers. And that's how Puerto Rico is possible, right? I believe. Let's see. So there were in total 7 delegations from all of New York. The Long Island delegation, obviously New York City, Hudson Valley, Capital District, Syracuse, Monroe, and Western New York. All of those delegations from New York came to Albany and made this event possible. And so 7 students were chosen to, like, out of the entire New York State, Hispanic students, obviously, to go to Puerto Rico, which it's such an honor to be able to do that. But yeah, and then Sunday was a big event, right? Sunday was the day we got to go to the Capitol, to the New York State Capitol, and it was so big. I was like, oh my gosh, what? It was, I mean, I wish I could show you some pictures, but it was, I mean, I could, but not right now. But it was great. Oh wait, you guys saw the video? Yeah. So yeah, it was really cool. And essentially, we role played positions, both minority and Democrat. I mean, minority as Republicans, and majority, which is Democrats. This was just randomized, but I was a Republican, and which was tough because I had my arguments constructed for the Democratic Party. Because like I have better arguments for that. But I made it work. We made it work. And then we also got on Monday, after the whole event was over, we actually got to have a tour of the entire place with Philip Ramos. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with him, but he's a New York State representative, and he's a pretty big guy. Makes a lot of important decisions. He's actually from Long Island, so he was very inspirational. He showed like the entire building and just its history, and like he was like Alexander Hamilton was here. I was like, whoa, that's really cool. So yeah, and
I think that covers just
yeah.
about
Like I said, I can't cover everything. It was really fun.
It sounds like a really amazing experience. Were you the first person from East Hampton to go to this?
I believe so. Yes.
And it would be, wonderful that your history teacher told you about it, and hopefully, keeps that seed out there for other kids to come. So,
Yes, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Will you do in Puerto Rico? You'll do.
You'll
Right.
go in November?
That's right, November. I believe it's either the first or second week of November, and it's gonna be one full week. And we're gonna be meeting elected officials across various levels of government. We're gonna be exposed to like the culture and the art. So I guess like a bunch of trips as well.
And they pay for the
Everything is paid. That's right.
Nice.
Yes. So the whole flight, everything. The food.
and how many
the
kids?
hotel.
It's like 45 kids are going, or less? No.
So
Seven.
seven and all of New York
Kids,
State.
one from each.
That's cool.
Delegation.
Wow.
That's right. Yes.
That's amazing.
And so that was because I'm a junior. So 2 seniors are also going to Washington DC. The interview mentioned it, but so
So can you participate again next year?
yes, I'm
Are you
definitely
gonna
going to
take
that next
somebody
year.
with, are you gonna try to get some?
I'm going to try to become another upset. Again, I'm going to be trying to do outstanding delegate so I can go to Washington DC as well. Which would be really
Great.
cool.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Karen?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm really delighted tonight to introduce Ms. Susan Peterson and Ms. Alba Pettis, who are our 2 club advisors for K-Kids. Last year, probably a little earlier in the year, I was approached by Ms. Pettis and shortly after Ms. Peterson wanting to start a chapter of K-Kids at John Marshall. It is the elementary school chapter for Kiwanis International. So this is the first year the club is running at John Marshall, and I really will turn it over to the advisors and some of our club members to tell you about all the good work that they've done this year.
Good evening. My name is Susan Peterson. I, along with my co-advisor, Ms. Alba Pettis, are here this evening with some members of John M. Marshall's K-Kids Club. The motto of K-Kids is Young Leaders Helping Others. The K stands for Kiwanis, as Ms. Cunin just said. And much like that very important community organization, our focus is on the core values of leadership, service, learning, inclusiveness, and character. In our club, we're teaching students about leadership skills, through service. We have some of our K-Kids Club members here to share what we have learned about this year and the ways our club has supported some of our local non-for-profit organizations.
Hi, my name is Noah. I'm in the K-Kids Club, and my job is to help people in need. I am passionate about community service. One of the things our club did was make lunch bags for the homeless. We decorated the bags they received their lunches in, so they will be happy and have their day brightened. We help so many people who are in need. K-Kids Club is a very helpful club in changing my years. I love being a part of K-Kids Club because it is about helping people and doing community service. Being a K Club is awesome.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth. We have had a lot of fun this year, but my favorite part was when we had a food drive and donated a lot of food to the East Hampton Food Pantry. We had a food pantry representative come to one of our meetings and talk about how many people the food pantry helped. We donated so much food to help our community. That was my favorite part of K-Kids Club. Hi, my name is Soraya. To prepare for the food donations for the food pantry, K-Kids Club decorated boxes for each grade level, and we had a contest to see which grade level could collect the most food. First grade won. We helped organize this drive along with the Activities Club, so families in need of food could have a Thanksgiving feast. We thought it was important for people to have good meals throughout the giving season, no matter what. I love being part of the K-Kids Club because we support our community and help kids in need. The projects we do help me understand that not all people have the same possibilities as others. Have a good night.
Hi, my name is Brian, and I'm going to be talking about K-Kids Club's experience at the holiday parade this year. The holiday parade was a good way to introduce our club to the community. We want the community to know who we are and let them know our club is here to support organizations in need.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. We had Art come to one of our meetings and we learned about how animals are rescued and supported by Art in our community. We are so grateful that Art exists to support our furry friends in our community. K-Kids Club held a pet supply drive at our school. We collected blankets, food, and pet toys for the rescued animals.
Hi, my name is Julian. The K-Kids Club made signs for the little food pantry. We put signs up in our school and our community to let families in need know about this resource.
For our last activity, K-Club activity, our club and the Hamptons Community Outreach are collecting spring and summer clothes to support those in need. Thank you very much for the time and attention today as we share the exciting initiatives of our K-Club program. We are pleased to enrich our learners and lives and equip them with leadership skills based on caring and community service. Thank you for your support.
So in the board, so I mentioned to JP, in old business for the board, we have recycling. So instead of waiting to talk about it, I just wanted to kind of start the conversation now. So a number of, I don't know, I think it was probably started by a number of kids. It has come up specifically through John Marshall regarding recycling in the district. The high school is running a pilot right now in the cafeteria with using regular utensils, but it's a pilot. We'll see where that goes. But, you know, in thinking about it, maybe for a realistic type thing, it goes down your alley. I mean, well, you guys don't have to do it all, but I think maybe a good thing to do, and Mr. Stewart, who retired last year, who was here for over 40 years, used to collect plastic bottles. And I'd love to see something. I think that's a real type thing we can do. It also, he used to do it, collected bottles, bring them in and redeem them, and then donate the money to the Smile Train. But maybe it's another opportunity for something in John Marshall. And it's something that can be done. It's you know,
I know our leadership club currently is working on a plan for recycling, but I'm sure they would love to partner with K-Kids. I mean, I think that would be a great collaboration.
I think that would be a great start for our district to do. I mean, you know, sometimes the idea of recycling, I think a lot of kids grab onto it. It's a great thing to do, and it's the way we should be doing things. But there are so many other factors into it that, you know, I think this is a real thing kids can actually do. So I think that's a great idea.
Thank you for saying that. Actually, I was looking into something similar. There is in the past, there was a company that was willing to gather all the recycle bags and create plastic chairs and donate them to the schools. I have other ideas that we have to continue to develop, but thank you for your input. We will definitely look into that.
No, perfect. And I just want to stress, you know, and even when I was principal, the best ideas are the ones that came from the kids. So I think I appreciate everything you guys have done. And as your advisors leading them, this was a kid-driven idea. I know the high school, which had a lot of dynamics associated with doing utensils and whatnot, that was a student at the high school designed the whole pilot. So this would be great.
Yes.
Great. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And you don't have to stay the rest
Yeah,
of the
you can
meeting.
go if you want to go.
Waiting for me to say that too.
Exactly. Waiting for it. Thank you. Thank you again.
Yeah.
New schools, yeah.
Dr. Soriano? Yes, sir. Oh. There we go.
Actually, you know, at the middle school, Johnny Ryan with the Surf Riders started a recycling program that still exists, and it's really easy. You just invest in that equipment with the blue tops, and then the kids, through current Surf Rider and student government, replace those clear string bags beneath it, and it's a great activity. It's pretty easy. I don't know what happens to a lot of the material that's recycled if you follow any of this on the news, which is a problem, but at least the kids are engaged and sensitized to thinking about that. But I don't, you know,
become part of the future solution down the road. They may realize and try to do something with it.
Exactly.
Elementary school leadership has been really into it, so any support we can give them, even if it's a little cost, whatever support we can give them and help them to maybe they can figure out a solution that we can.
It's just sad to hear when you hear the real percentages that happens to a lot of that.
Yep.
And I know we all try to do that, but that's a part of it. And I think that's part of the education piece too.
Exactly.
We should be honest with the kids about, you know, what goes on. But for us, our update is the ELA testing starts tomorrow, and it will be 2 days completely on the Chromebook. And that's the first time for us that we're doing that school-wide. It will be all 3 grades. So everyone will have the same experience. And I think I talked a little bit about this when we did the simulation. Great practice and extremely important because, as you know, a couple months ago, the SAT moved completely to an electronic platform. So this is what kids are going to be exposed to moving forward, for better or for worse. So now's a good time to practice in a very low stakes way. So I'll let you know next time around how that
How
goes.
much do those tests usually take for the kids?
Well,
Like an all morning type thing?
well, it shouldn't. Day one, the suggested working time is 80 to 90 minutes. But wait, and day 2, the suggested working time is 90 to 100 minutes. What's happened though is because, the state has said they want this to be stress-free for kids to be able to work. The key is productively working. And what happens, even some of our best students will sit there for 3 hours, 4 hours, when we really, as a staff, we're working really pretty conscientiously to say, okay, look, you have about 90 minutes. You obviously can take more time if you need to, but we need to help them to dismount because some of them sit there, I would say about 20 to 30%, and fret over, is this right? And you go back over it. And of course you want to check your work, but you don't want it to lead to, stress and anxiety. You all know, having taken many tests, you do the best you can. And you sort of have to move on. So at our level, that's a tricky issue. Because, as I've said, we've had some kids who work for 3 and 4 hours, need to take a lunch break, and they want to come back. And at some point, that, it's not healthy. So that's something that we definitely work on and emphasize. Our PTA held a fundraiser. Some of you were there at Stephen Talkhouse a few weeks ago. And, it's such a hardworking crew. They've done exceptionally well. As a result, we've been talking about making the book fair experience better for our building. Because if you've seen some of the stuff, it's, Scholastic is tricky because some of their materials are good. There's some not so great stuff. There's some junk, and then there's a lot of tchotchke, which of course you give your child $20 and they come back with the pointing finger. That's not exactly reading. So, not to point the finger at anyone, but we're going to make a change. And the PTA has been serious about this, and so has our site base. This has been an initiative. So they are going to sponsor 2 books from Bookhampton for every child in the building, regardless of need. And as I said, their fundraising has just really been on point. They're committed to putting quality books in kids' hands. Bookhampton, for their part, is going to give the PTA back 20% of what they paid for these books, which is really nice as a donation to PTA. But every child will get 2 books. And I think that's fantastic. And we'll start there as a pilot this year, and then we'll see where we go. Of course, I'm telling parents on the Sunday before we have the book fair that if you want to send your child in with money, they can still buy books, and it will be a fundraiser, but every child will get 2. And it won't be those Scholastic books. It will be the types of trade books that you see at Bookhampton, which I think is great. So they're raising the money and they're spending it, which is exactly how it should work. And then finally, because this will come up fast, I just want you to put on your calendars, if you want to join us, where I'm going with this, you can run and walk at May 22nd, 9:00. You can meet us in Rudersham parking lot across from by John Papa's, across near the bus stop.
Yes.
Across from Landry's there. I'm forgetting the.
Yes, the palm.
Yes, across from the palm. Right, exactly. So we'll see you there. Rain or shine.
Day after our budget vote.
Oh, is that the day after?
Yes, the Mike K will celebrate
The bond on board.
our hopes of passing.
Okay.
When
Sounds good.
is the middle school graduation?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that in my head. Say it's a Wednesday. I think it's the last Wednesday of the,
Before Memorial Day week.
I can find out for you and let you know. It's the Wednesday of that last week.
I think it would be the 26th.
Yeah, the
because we're at 28 now.
26, because Wednesday before is the 19th, is June.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's
So
not
it's
that.
26.
It's the following, whatever that last Wednesday is,
Okay, yes, good.
7:00.
7 o'clock.
May 29th.
26.
26.
No. I think we're talking about 2 different things.
Yes.
The 5K is the 22nd,
Yes.
Wednesday, okay. At 9:00 in the morning. Graduation is 7 p.m. That's what Sandy's asking about.
Sandy, you've got us all confused.
Okay.
We're good. Sorry.
Any other questions?
I know you still. Yeah, exactly. We'll make something up in a minute.
So high school graduation the 28th.
Yes, yep. June.
June.
Right.
Just trying to get these dates.
Well, if you'd like to run again, May Day 5K will be on May 5th, Sunday. So you can do 2 5Ks. So that's coming up quick. You can sign up right on the website. We'd like to congratulate Charlie Corwin on being recognized for the National Football Foundation as one of its top scholar athletes in Suffolk County. He was awarded that on Sunday at a brunch in Melbourne. I know I've talked to you guys about it, and you saw it last week. It's on TV starting tonight, but we are blessed that we have 2 representatives from East Hampton that are News 12 scholar athletes and recognized by News 12. In my opinion, it is the highest honor that you can achieve. It is nothing that is guaranteed. I have nominated a bunch of student athletes and some have not gotten it. And to get 2 in one school district is very unique. It's only happened one other time. And I nominated those two young men too. So I'm very proud of that. We are in the last half of our spring season. I can't believe it. It feels like it was just fall 5 minutes ago. And we are still in the hunt for playoffs. So keep our fingers crossed and come out and see Bonnet. And our first unified game is tomorrow at 5:00. So if you are around, it is one of the most heartwarming things you will ever see. The other games that will be home will be May 1st against Southampton, May 8th against ESM, and our final game will be on the 22nd against Belfort.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. So, public comment. Anybody here for a public comment? No? LTV, do we have anybody called in for a public comment?
We have 0 callers at this time.
Okay. Move on to the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Make a motion. Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, superintendent's report and recommendations. The right spot here. All right. So.
To make them stand. We should make them stand. He's tall. Yeah, why don't you stand so everybody can stand?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
And you should introduce your wife to everybody. When you're newly married.
All right. So item number 1, recommended the board approve the administrative appointment of Michael Bequicchio to the position of high school assistant principal. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion. I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Feels like we're just here to give you the job as a teacher. Yeah, really want to know the truth, but really not. Congratulations. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very, very much for coming. If you want to go too, I mean, that's the best gift we can give you. So, you know,
Let's celebrate.
thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Item number 2, recommend the board approve the non-instructional appointment of Gary Lone to the position of school bus driver. Can I have a motion? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll go back to the other one. Sorry. I'm terrible with this. I don't look this way. Sorry, Carrie.
No worries.
Love it. Recommend the board approve the non-instructional appointment of Catherine Inga to the position of office assistant, Spanish speaking. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Replace them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 3, recommend the board approve the non-instructional appointment of Gary Lone to the position of school bus driver. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Happy to get another school bus driver. It's good.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And we're still advertising for more?
Yes, so not only that, so we're advertising and thanks to Tim, we were able to speak to a local Spanish speaking newspaper, and Carrie's locking that up today, so we will also put our ads in that paper. It's online, right? It's an online
It is, it's all digital, so I would say within the next several days, we should be up and running with it.
Great.
And Gary was one of the folks that we actually trained, so we are making some progress.
So we start from scratch.
We got a local guy, and
that's great.
Saw a sign
right
in front of the place and thought you called, and he did the training. So we're making some progress with obviously a very difficult situation around the entire United States. We're chipping away at it, so hopefully we'll keep doing so.
Well, it's good that offering the training paid off, so. that's a good thing.
And Colette and the team, can't thank them enough for taking a couple ideas and really putting it together. And and it's, I think, the 3rd person that they put through the training this year.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, we've seen a couple of retirees, so we're still at 0.
Yeah.
But
Well, we're not back. We're not going back.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, number 4, recommend the board approve the appointments of additional teaching sections for the 2023-24 school year. It's for Matthew Shimkus and Lisa Butler. Can I have a motion?
The motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
additional support.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 5, recommend the board approve the appointment of Richard Cass to the next individual named as the SED list of approved impartial hearing officers. I have a motion.
I make a motion.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 6, recommend the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District appoints the proposed budget as presented for the 2024-25 school year in a total amount of $82,885,992 to be presented at the public budget hearing on May 7th, 2024, and subject to the approval of the voters on May 21st, 2024, and hereby approves the real property tax report card prepared by the district business office for the 2024 annual district meeting. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
So, this is the number we arrived at through all of our workshops. Obviously, we're piercing the cap. The number has just been adjusted this morning. We reasonably anticipate that our state aid in the amount of $500,000 will be returned to us, hopefully sometime this weekend. But unfortunately, the state doesn't work at our speed. So we adjusted and lowered the levy. Therefore, we were in discussion publicly at going over the cap by 9.7. We are now at 8.7. So all of that money was removed from the levy. So just so you know, it is an updated number as of this morning, just so the public knows it is different than what was presented. It's lower because of that state aid money. So,
anybody from the board have a comment?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7, recommend the East Hampton Union Free School District Board of Education hereby cast its vote on the administrative budget of Eastern Suffolk BOCES for the 2024-25 school year. Can I have a motion?
Make motion. Second.
Any discussion?
Well, we have no choice.
No.
So they ask us every year to approve it, but
And we say
if you
yes.
vote no,
Yeah.
you still pay it. So.
Good point. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8, recommend that the East Hampton Union Free School District Board of Education hereby cast one vote for up to 6 Eastern Suffolk BOCES board candidates. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I make a motion that we vote for 2 of them, James McKenna from Southampton and Brian O'Mealy from Mattatuck. We can't vote for all 7. I recommend we vote for 2.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 9. Recommend the board approve the following consultant agreements for the 2023-24 school year. And it's this next motion.
Make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
they're not. I mean, the only thing that's different there is it's just we work with Hampton Jitney just in case there's an emergency evacuation. Yeah, they've been great, and thank you very much to them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 10, recommend the board accept with gratitude a donation in the amount of $11,383.66 from Soaring Winds Incorporated of Southampton, New York, acting as the agent for Paul Hansen Memorial Scholarship for the Arts and Science. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion, thank you very much.
So this is a scholarship we've had for years. The scholarship is ending. This is the last amount. We have been given the control and under trust to disperse it as we normally do. So we're working with them for that reason. So thank you it's been years that this has been granted for us. Very appreciative.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 11, recommend the board hereby authorizes the superintendent of schools or his designee to transfer funds between and within the functional unit appropriations for the general fund in the amount of up to $30,000 without seeking approval of the Board of Education. Can I have a motion?
Make motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? This is, I guess, probably a la inflation, really, so.
Yes, Sam.
Your current cap is $15,000. Fortunately, inflation, that's now the same number it used to be when the cap was put in place. So we're asking for a higher authorization so we can make transfers. The board still gets the report every month. It's part of your treasurer's report. It shows all transfers that are made within the budget. And anything above $30,000 will come to you for approval.
Any questions from the board? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 12, recommended the board approve the budget transfers for the 2023-24 school year. Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second? Any discussion? Dan, you want to touch on it? Is there anything that needs to be highlighted in your eye?
Not exception. We're one of the main transfers to pay for some security costs that are above what we had initially envisioned on the budget last year, but I think security is working out very well with our contractor and with our in-house folks. And the other transfer is just covering a salary change that we can move the money around to have people in the right section of the budget.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 13, recommend the board approve the budget mine's not catching up. Here we go. Recommend the board accept the independent accountant's report and corrective action plan regarding the East Hampton High School school store dated April 4th, 2024. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Well, we went through this at our audit meeting.
Yeah.
It's an inventory. We had,
It's all been fixed.
yeah, we had some inventory, related issues with the school store, just the amount of sheer volume of, stuff. We checked it out. It was all there. There's nothing to worry about. At my recommendation, we brought in Cullen Danowski just to make sure to do a full inventory. They did a corrective action plan, which we will be implementing going forward. And that's really it. We ordered a lot of nice stuff and the community's benefiting from it. We just need to move some of that.
It's going to take some time to sell it. So,
yep.
And they will. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 14, recommend the board authorize the payment in the amount of $8,210.77 from the school district's general fund payable to L2 Brands LLC on behalf of the high school store extra classroom activity fund due to insufficient funds for the 2023-24 school year. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. This is leading back to 13.
Yeah, we discussed this in audit. Basically, it's the same thing with the school store. We want to make sure we're up on our bills. We want to pay the bill. The only way to do that right now, we can't just take from the students. You just can't do that, is to work with our general fund and Sam's office. They will cover the bills. The school store would then reimburse the general fund. Works out very nicely.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 15, recommend the board hereby gives authorization to the superintendent of schools to sign contracts under $10,000 on behalf of the school district, provided that the Board of Education is given a report subsequent board meetings of each contract signed. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second? Do you want to table this? Is that what our final?
That's my right.
Let's table it for future.
I make a motion, we table.
Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 16, recommend the board accept the internal data security audit report, corrective action plan for the 2023-24 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Discussion?
So this is what the board, we had to do our internal audit. The board chose to do it on our cybersecurity. This is the third thing that we're doing over the last year and a half for cybersecurity. So they came and audited our stuff and formulated a corrective action plan again. And we're actually ahead of other schools in this area. Do have some things that we do need to update and we are working on them right now.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, number 17, recommend the board accept the Erie One BOCES workplace violence prevention policy statement as written and placed on file. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
You already adopted this. Now we're working with Erie BOCES. This is a more updated version. We are mandated by New York State Ed to implement a violence prevention program. We've already trained all our staff. It's a GCN training they get. We also have policies and procedures. You as the board need to adopt the policy. We have to implement the procedures. This is just an updated version.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Right, old business we've covered, right?
Yep.
New business, the audit committee update.
Well, the audit committee met, you'd like me to do that. The audit committee met, on April 4th. We, met with all three of your auditors. The claims auditor had a positive report that said things are going very well in terms of how we cover pay the bills and payroll. The external auditor was there to lay out the audit plan for the coming audit for the period that's going to end on June 30th of this year. The new auditing firm that we brought in, subject to a board RFP, Paul Manowski, so that they've come in, they've laid out the plan, they have any members who are given an opportunity to ask questions about it. Everybody's fairly satisfied with their audit plan, and the internal auditor was there to show his results, and as we just discussed. And he'll be back with us again in the fall, subject to board reappointment, to conduct the annual risk assessment.
Great, yeah, it's a good meeting.
Yeah, I'm happy with their new auditors.
Okay. Good. So, public comment. Anybody public for public comment? LTV?
We have no callers at this time.
Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
On favor?